Or the, it's called, Board of Commissioners meeting. Stand for the pledge. I will allegiance to the flag. of the United States of America. Roll call please.
Mr. Weber,
Here.
Mr. Campbell,
Here. Here. Here.
Mr.
Here. Here. Here.
Oliver,
Thank you. We got, next up, we got approval of the agenda. I think there's going to a lot of the explanation. This is actually our first meeting format, so it's all new for everyone with it here too. So, as you know, usually we used to have a week before our general meeting, we'd have a work session. They were broke up into committees. We have a finance committee. We chair, we chair that committee. Chair with human resources, we have to move it on. They would get together and we discuss the issues. Then we forward it to the work session, which was normally at 5 o'clock. Well, now all the commissioners are involved, all of them. So we have to by law have a finance case, so we have to do things with the committee. We have a week before this meeting, it's called the finance committee and we can get full. So Vice Chairman Hope is still chairs that committee as chair of the finance committee. So well, there's comments earlier with from the commissioner. This is a way for every commissioner to be involved in getting with this. We have some 30 other committees that are, say, community things that usually we sit on. Anyway, so those are already given on this time. We don't need to go into deeper discussion on how that all went. So this meeting will be after, there'll be no meeting afterwards, so then this on decision will be made here. Hopefully it'll work. So this is our first time in full forward with the other close. So at this time we have an agenda. We have general public comment restricted to items on the agenda, presentation of special reports, appointment boards and commissions, which we have none. We have a consent agenda. We have the committee reports. We have finance committee, the whole. So we have we'll do the minutes. And we'll have well passed first amendment to the agreement for the inmate health care services. We have BOC that's 64 skid loader. We have the 2025 financial list. And then we have the contract change order number 31. We'll go into the governmental affairs. We have the research controls report. We have unfinished business, which at this time we have none. We have one new business, it's closed session. That time it's only closed session. Usually if one, entering contract negotiations. Two, if there's legal, buying purchasing conflict, protect privacy. Individual, so if you do not make decisions, inside closed door session, we'll come back out with motions that have to be able to be made in a public meeting. So this is the only time that we ask people to leave. Because of privacy or negotiations. It needs to be fine. Okay, after that, we'll go into the general public comment. We'll have the commissioners, and after that, we'll have the insurance. Okay, so we need approval of the agenda. There's one correction that needs to be made. Consent agenda has to go to the very last where it says to minutes for the finance committee, video call. And packet and add still looks like. Make that change. That.
No move to adopt the agenda has been.
Okay, we have some discussion on that, we'll hold on that. We have a discussion on very last. Public comment. We want to keep that. After closed door session, we have them up, we would like.
It would be part of the amendment, right?
It would be, yes, if we just had, that's all for discussion, we think we should think of it. Before we had work session, we always picked it up, but then we always came back for the general session, so. If there has to be something, a motion made or something, I would close closed session. Take 5 minutes break, bring everybody back in. Or, this person both suggesting we could always open public comment up. Well,
I'm game either way. I'm thinking if you have the general public comments after we come back, we have to make a motion, there might be something there that the public is going to comment. But we can do it before too. The only thing is, we never know how long the closed session is gonna last. And it could be an inconvenience to the people that are here, they might go up with themselves.
Right.
I think that's probably the way to do it, well, before we go on the closed section, and then we get it. Well,
That makes sense.
Everybody agree with that? Agree. You want to change that, whenever you have that?
I'll still make the motion to approve the agenda as amended to include the general public comment before the closed session and following the closed session.
Support. And we're the adjustment paid to the next.
The only
Okay.
question I would have discussion is that only going to take place then when we have a closed session, otherwise it just remains once.
We can make that. Okay, is there any more discussion on it? Seeing none, we'll vote on the approval of the agenda, all in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Opposed, same, the motion has passed. Okay, we're gonna go into, it's a little bit different than what we usually do. We're gonna open up the general public comment. I'm restricted to items. And we actually redid some of the bylaws, it's always been 3 minutes. There was really crazy wording in there where it's only 15 minutes on one item only, and then if it's more than 5 people speaking, you had to divide it up. So we're not going to discover that. So we're going to do 3 minutes. I know we do. It's not always fair. Some people follow and some people not. So we're unfortunately that. Best way to get information is to have questions or longer than 3 minutes or something, because we do not interact with public comments. Get a hold of one of your commissioners. If there's a question we can answer, we'll do it. If you want to meet us with coffee or one of us go to the group, we'll do that, or if we get enough, just in there. Just have a special meeting. One thing is, if there's one three of us at a meeting, we have to have all the meeting back. That one more of us is going to be a place to be posted, be proper to see yourself. With that, I will open up the general public with 2 agenda items. Take time with this out. Is there anybody online? This time for the time. Okay, and actually, it's going to be rare because we're going to actually have more public comments towards the end of the meeting. But that will close the public comment and proceed right to the agenda. So, somebody to I'm going to read them. Start with this. budget is, yeah.
So motion to read, place on file in December 17th, 2021, work session. December 17th, 2024. December 30th, 2024, special meeting minutes. The January 7th, 2025, organizational meeting minutes. And the January 14th, 2025, finance committee, committee of the whole. Meeting minutes.
Support. Okay, moved by Oates, supported by Randall. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed with the vote. Favor signify by aye. Opposed, the same. Ayes have it. That has passed, so let's go right into the agenda. Number two, we'll pass first amendment to the agreement with it. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Okay, motion from them.
Motion to read, move to ratify and place on file December 2024. On 1 million. December 20th, 2024 invoice list in the amount of $209,720.01. The December 27th, 2024 invoice list in the amount of $605.76. January 3rd, 2025 invoice list in the amount of $1,164,705.60. January 10th, 2025 invoice list in the amount of $1,169,6.
Support.
It's been moved by Oates, supported by Oates and Steve. Discussion. You want to take that, everybody's received these beforehand. I guess you usually have, Brian, want to bring up some highlights, or everybody's been involved on this, really.
Certainly. So for the. You're okay.
I can.
First off, with the December 13th invoice, out of the total of $1.3 million. Out of that, out of the general fund of $231,988.82. Some of the big ones out of there was services, re-equalization services. Community mental health, $54,075 in the first quarter appropriations. And MRP properties of $17,090.46 for the temporary administration building for January 25. There was construction costs for the correctional facility in there, but $1.3 billion is going to be $30,000 for this job.
Let's just, if I have any questions before we move on to the next one.
Next on that, I'd like to highlight two of them for the second. Would be Raymond Robson for $25,000 for disability out services. And the Michigan Municipal Risk Management for $75,026.75. That is a quarterly payment for our liability and property insurance. Out of the $209,720.01, $138,555.08 was out of the general fund. Next up, we have the December 27th. Total was $260,605.76. General fund was $69,860.04. We had another progress billing number 2 for audit services for $400,000. Second quarter payment to MSU extension $42,944.75. Those were the ones that were the space appropriated for our office furnishing. Okay, next we have the January 3rd total Payables was $1,164,705.60. Out of that was $122,349.65 out of the general fund. A good portion of that was the University of Michigan for monthly medical examiner fees of $13,612.92. We had monthly equalization contract. And then we had 3 large payments for our health insurance coverages. Yes, sir.
I know it's 4 pretty hefty payments to educational institutions for the tax disbursement. So we hold those dollars that come in and then we disperse it back out. So with the motion of the non-general fund.
Yes, so the big one was to Gratiot Isabella Intermediate Schools of $753,269.20.
Let's take a second here and, since this is the first night through, are you comfortable the way we're handling this, or would you like to change that sometime, or we just kind of leave it?
Just to iterate, so no one's. We had a work session last Tuesday where science will discuss.
And these are sent out on a weekly basis, so. Sorry, I should, I didn't. What would be?
Like I said, this is our first time through this. A little bit of changes, very few of words, so, yes, we should.
I think it's important to know even before it comes to the committee of the whole. That we do receive them usually on Friday to our whole emails, so we have a chance. If we have some concerns at that time, we should get right back to the administration with those concerns. Even before the meeting.
Yeah.
So next up is the January 10th. Total payable was $1,169,760.25. Out of that, the general fund was $109,979.38. Again, we got the February rest of the administration billing of $17,091. WellPath LLC for $48,260.83, and that is for the monthly inmate medical services.
So I noticed there's something missing out of the invoice. Usually we have the adjustment list. There were no adjustments to these 5.
They were, that is going to, since there was since the structure changed, you will get it at the next regular meeting, it'll be just a week. Or after that, it'll catch up. Okay, you will get that at the next regular meeting. Which is playing catch up right now because of the change of structure and also the organizational meeting.
And I know when we get those, it's a very benign report because it's paying bills early, either to save some dollars or to avoid a penalty or to make some real small corrections because of miscalculation, tax, that.
Thank you. So if you expect that on the next regular meeting.
And now it's pretty special. There is a motion on the floor. They were discussion. Staying down, we'll see the vote. This would be a little trouble, so. But
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Marina,
Yes.
Commissioner Slaney.
Yes.
Commissioner Pope,
Yes.
Commissioner Walker,
Yes.
Commissioner Campbell,
Yes.
Commissioner England. 7 ayes, 0 nays, motion passes, Mr. Chairman.
okay, next up we have the low path, first amendment to the agreement with the inmate. Care services. Someone will read that motion. Mr. Joe, please.
Mr. Chairman, I move that to approve the first amendment to the agreement with inmate healthcare services between WellPath LLC and Isabella County for a period of October 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024, and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support.
Moved by DeRosa, supported special.
This right here with everything that's been going on the last number of months, it's sure months. We requested a 3-month extension for this bulk path agreement. And that they are currently working on the 1-year extension. So the standard contract just for the bills to be paid, better than their.
Just to clarify for some folks that might not be aware, when people are incarcerated by the county, they lose their Medicaid, and the county then becomes responsible for all of their medical health care. If they have private insurance, it can be billed back to the private insurance. Most of them come in with Medicaid, and they lose it as soon as they're incarcerated. Even pre-trial, as soon as they're incarcerated, they lose Medicaid. So we have county that's on their medical care. It's one of the big expenses that we have every 6 7.
Association been working with the legislature, try to get that changed, but it seems to go. It was start discussions and then it goes nowhere. So,
Yes, it's really have done in Washington as well.
okay, more discussion. We'll take the vote.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Slaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Robert, Commissioner Campbell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Right up, yeah, before kids here. Yes, down the line here.
Sure. Motion reads, move to approve the purchase of a Bobcat S64 skid steer loader from Thomas Equipment Incorporated. Full cost of $21,907. Board chairperson saying support.
And moved by Sonia, supported by Jelzinski. With discussions. I want me to take this one to the five. I just. Yes.
Call up. Should we call up?
She's here only if we need it, but if you got any questions that chairman can't answer, should be more than.
I'm running dairy for years, we replaced Skidler, just like out right now, it's been a couple hours working at, so. There's always kind of, the. If you run too long with the amount of hours they put in, the value goes down on. Maintenance quickly, so. You know, in our business, we have always traded them every 2 years, once we get so many hours on them, we have a lot of discussion. During, works that. No. Is there any questions? Yes.
There's another cost to having old equipment that breaks down. It's the cost of the operation, especially in that facility. When you have all these recyclables coming in, if you don't have a way to handle it, it could be a mess. We've had that in the past with some of the neighbors complaining about some of the stuff outside, so. I didn't hear exactly everything that the commission said, but we hope that there's a backup plan if that piece of equipment breaks down. Because it really can't be down for very long, if equipment comes in. I'm sure there is.
Just so everybody's aware that this, is attached with the grapple bucket and it's vital for the processing of materials. And basically what we feed material into the line, don't be starting in mail. This is the main thing to get everything in line, so.
Ledge bin, definitely squeeze my neck goes down and it stops, so.
There are backups, but it's not as efficient as this right here.
Okay, more discussion. Okay, see, now we'll proceed to vote.
Commissioner Slaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Robert,
Yes.
Commissioner Campbell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yeah.
Commissioner Engler.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
the agenda is the 2025 financial institutions list. Mr. Walker.
Motion move and approve the list of financial institutions as required by MPL 19129-12 for the
Discussion, would you like to explain this financial?
Every year, the treasurer is required to get a approval from the board of commissioners with a listing of financial institutions that the treasurer is authorized to conduct business with. And so what you'll see on here is the list on the second page of all the different banks that the treasurer has accounts with. And so this is a routine item that the treasurer has to prepare every year.
Questions on that? Proceeding, we will vote.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner Weber,
yes.
Commissioner Campbell,
Yes.
Commissioner Del
Yes.
Commissioner Marino.
Yeah.
Commissioner Sweeney,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, next up is the prime contract change order number 51.
Absolutely. Move to approve the prime contract change order number 31, Park Construction, in the net additional amount. $75. Support chairperson.
Support.
Been moved by Hopes, supported by Delansky. Discussion. Yeah, I think you're gonna handle this one, because she was, yeah. You can make it, so she's not here.
So right now we have the project is 96% completed. With the buyout and the contingency, there's still $796,758 left. You'll see that there's a number of small change orders as the projects gets closer and closer to completion. Or small little minute changes on there, so there were about 16, 17 changes for that increase of 12,975.
They did, was there at our, keep on, the work session with the committee of the whole, so, explain everything going through these, so.
If in the future, like at a regular board meeting right here, if you would like for her to be here, let me know. Then I will ensure that she's here, but since all seven heard of it, there was no follow-up questions at any time with any of the agenda items. If you would like to have somebody here to follow up question, please reach out to me and I'll make sure that I'm representative is here for.
I think we're gonna have too many more, because the project's getting so close, but I know the last owner's architect contraction meeting is coming up in next week. But
It was Thursday.
I don't look at them.
I think it's this Thursday at 11.
Some of these things that come up, some cases the sheriff needs, would like to have a change for something that hadn't been considered. Sometimes the inspectors come in and find little things that they want to adjust. But it's nice to know that in terms of the buyout, we're still ahead of the game. We have not touched $780,000 that we budgeted for contingency. So I think we're still on track for bringing this project in the budget.
At an event I was at recently, the mayor of Mount Pleasant asked if it would be possible for the city commissioners to do it there.
Great. Certainly, you have the floor.
So we have some sort of request. We did have a commissioner that did tour, and actually the new mayor offered the city at that time if they wanted to come, but we're certainly open to that. We've been doing a lot of municipal and some private folks that wanted to take a tour or whatever. It has been mad chaos the last 3 weeks there. We've lived there. It is we're really close, but boy, is there a lot. It's pulling us which way to lose, but we're getting there. So lots of changes, like commission about some inspector stuff and just minor stuff, and it's just getting it together. But it has been a load in the last 2 years. Anticipate the change for this. Better. You know, we're open, if there is interest, again, we've offered it up, we did council of governments, we've done several of those type of things, so. But, yeah, if they're interested, what's the next step? Just had the mayor reach out to me, he's got my phone, and just have him reach out to me, and then. We did offer once, but they weren't available, but certainly can do it again.
Sure. Are we still looking at moving there?
So currently, their plan is to be wrapped up. Their plan is to be wrapped up at the end of the month. There are a few things that will linger past that they're waiting for supplies to show up, but not that interfere with operations. Furniture was in, they were starting to install this week. We did my whole team's been out there, we've been doing a lot of work as well. Our plan is sometime in February. Hold that date pretty close to our cut for obvious reasons. But that is the plan. So if they can pull it together and get us occupancy, and we can pull it together and get our stuff out there. Yes. That's a lot of ifs.
Sure. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. Seeing that there's no any more discussion, we'll leave the vote.
Commissioner Weber,
Yes.
Commissioner Campbell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Slaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Hope,
Yes.
Commissioner England.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays, motion passes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have no intergovernmental affairs, the administrators can cover.
Just a couple things I'd like to highlight. I'll be doing this at least at the last regular session. Our auditors are on site. The 20th will be here this week. So we're starting that whole process and everything seems to be on track. The material recovery facility, we're gonna be implementing some new winter office hours effective January 31st to April 1st. The work will be closed on Saturdays. What we found is that we were getting no recyclables coming in at that point. We were just getting yard waste, maybe. But it just was the point where we were having somebody there staffing little, no people coming. So we're gonna close it down for Saturdays. It's gonna save money. We're gonna be allocating some people around to better serve the public. Moving to the future, we're looking at possibly starting this November 15th to April 1st, but that is yet to be set. So we gotta look at a few things and kind of analyze some different options. One thing, the work will be open on Saturdays following the holiday. So if there's like, because the trash is always pushed back, we have somebody there on that Saturday following the holiday for some of the recyclables that come in. So we gotta keep the display around. We'll be putting that out as the 31st. There are still recycling depots available here at Commission on 80 behind the old jail. There are locations still available within area, and then there's drop off sites in Shepherd and other locations. So there's still plenty of places that people can't go. They don't have curbside recycling. We're looking at doing that same over money. We will have some budget amendments that'll be coming. The budget amendment for the sheriff's department was inadvertently left off the finance committee to the whole. It was a mistake. I didn't verify it was on. I just didn't want to put it on agenda without going through finance first. So that'll be going through next week. The number that previous board that they approved, they saw all the exact numbers, and we just didn't have that form filled out and signed at that point. So it was just taking care of 9%. So there's no surprises that that'll be coming. We'll be looking at getting first quarter amendments done probably on February 11th. And that way allows us to get through the previous quarter, get all the paperwork, get everything done. So that we can see where we're at and see what adjustments need to be done. And remember that under a certain dollar amount, if as long as it's in the same fund, I can move monies around within the same fund. So the only thing that would be brought up in front of you would be anything under $50,000. That would require on that. So just remember that. financial reports, we're gonna start getting those out too, and so. Following the first quarter amendments on 11, the 25th, we'll be doing like the first quarter financial reports. Giving everybody an idea on a quarterly basis on where we're at. On our revenues and expenses, and with some explanations that would go along with it. So everybody's aware as we roll into the budget process, also just kind of keep everybody up to speed and then where we're at. And we'll have to make sure we have explanations on certain things, because certain things come in early in the year, towards the end of the year, so if you look at the straight percentage. We'll be getting that going. I've been reviewing a lot of policies, reviewing to determine their applicability right now, do they need to be changed, different things that are out there, and just seeing if things need to be revised. I don't want to revise something if it doesn't need to be. I know we've talked about a couple of new policies that I've been working on. I hope to have those done in a few weeks to get those sent off to legal. One of them was going to be a contract policy, because we were having contracts that was going from the board that were very small, $1,500 and stuff like that. So instead of a contract policy, I was looking at an authorized signature policy, which would kind of cover the contract, and then maybe like, if you recall, we had to get that demolition permit from the city for $150. So technically it wasn't a contract, but it required the signature. So I want to kind of tailor this to very precise and defined situations in which the policy would, from the board, would authorize me to sign on behalf of the county. Right now, I can't find the county without that policy, and so I'm just trying to streamline the process a little bit. Over the discussions on how you want it to look like, but I'll be rolling out the draft in the near future. We can have more discussions at that point. Calendar will be the same basic structure as last year, with the minor changes, wording changes. Trying to keep it as, we had so many days or a couple weeks that we met with individual departments and all the whole process, so I want to keep it that same structure. And then when we'll be going in front of the finance committee, also I had to restructure those dates around a little bit. I think what we're going to find is that having all 7 there just will lead to some nice discussions, some very lengthy discussions, and we may have to budget, have longer time for discussion if need be. So you'll see the dates on the calendar. Just keep in mind that some of those dates when we roll it out, we may want to give ourselves some extra time on those days for discussion. And then part of the CMU strategic plan, so they reached out, there's like 13, 15 of them in the community. There's like 13 or 15 from CMU on how we can better work together. They thrive, we thrive, we thrive, they thrive. So it's kind of like getting us all to work together. And what's unique about this committee versus the other ones is that this is part of the strategic plan. So the governing body, the CMU Board of Trustees, is going to be requiring reports and status updates on how this is going. So we don't feel that it's gonna be a committee that's just gonna kind of meet and then nothing they're gonna get done. And I think there might be some actionable items on this. So we just attended the first meeting last week and just kind of laying out the framework. And I, you know, we need a strong CMU. I think it's very helpful to do a rural community and what would the community do to help. So I just wanted to let you know, if you see that in the paper, you'll kind of know what's going on. You have any questions?
Yes, Jerry.
Reminder, I mentioned that the committee of the whole meeting last couple of years having a goal planning session. I think that is something that we need to schedule, move ahead with. I think be very, especially with new commissioners, just a discussion on how we're going to handle some of the challenges that we're faced with and some of the opportunities that we may have.
So from Jerry. Anyways, the other thing that it comes down and we get ready to approve the budget and there's a block. Separate budget meeting just for that. So If there's not a lot on the agenda, we can't get away with doing it in one long meeting. We will take breaks. But we'll kind of play that one by ear. We'll see what's happening. So, any more discussion? Okay, we'll move on to, as we change the agenda, we're gonna have a general public comment on anything restricted to 3 minutes. And if here, it's gonna be a little different because we are gonna go into closed door session. There'll be another one after that.
So I got a few questions for you. Can you hear me? Thinking about these over the next one. If I could get to the next meeting. The reason why we can't use the jail, we've got 22 deputies. We're down to 2 police officers. Since you got a squad room big enough, you can stick the records building in there instead of paying rent on that. You've got several detective officers, you can stick the building inspectors in there, county veterans office in there, I'd save us money. Next question I have on here. You know, this furniture stored up, can you use that? You got warehouses, you stick that in the jail, spots what I use. You gotta use that to save money. Number 3, we've said we got set around $700,000. We did not use on a building. We use that to hire back 4 deputies. I know we had at least 1 deputy that said he was returned to early retirement. We always bring him back because he didn't get a job in the Marines. Do we, Sheriff? We definitely didn't get a job, you know?
The 2 that were retired.
So other, we can get 2 back then, possibly. Now it's $150,000 per deputy to get us 2 more, at least to get this many homes. And then lastly, something to think about, we could tear down the county building and then in a couple of years, rebuild it next to the jail, could save us $11 million. Something you guys can think about, get back to this next month. Thank you.
Okay, is there any other comments? Is there anybody online? No. Oh. Mr. Fox.
Hi, Commissioners, Tim Fox, Sherman Township. I just had a question on your skidders. Maybe you answered it and I didn't hear it. Was this a replacement equipment? You didn't mention that, I don't believe you mentioned that, how many bids you got in, and assuming it's the lowest bid. And then the old equipment, if this was replacement, did you get any money back from them, or is that back to the county from the old equipment?
Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Is there anybody online? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment. As always, the best way to do it is, and I'm sure it'll be answering the phone calls. If there's any other questions, Mr. Fox can always call and I'll explain the deal. And if we need more people, need explanation, you can do that. So that's the way the process works the best. We usually don't answer during public comment, so works very good. I run it between the coffee breaks, and now the other meetings will be running into each other. But if more than one person wants that, we can always get together and do a little bit more. So
It was on that work session until 2 weeks ago, last week, if somebody wanted to watch it on YouTube.
yeah, so it makes sense. So a little bit of explanation. We will be asking the public to leave for the new commissioner. We'll go on into closed door session. What we will do is make a motion to go into it. We'll have the mics shut off and we will probably usually have legal counsel to discuss it. The only motion we make is to approve the minutes, if the minute non sessions come out. We need to do something So. At this time, we'd like a motion to go into closed session.
Chairman, move that we go into closed door session to, discuss. Sorry.
Then moved by Holt, supported by Robert. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Campbell,
Yes.
Commissioner Dozinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Slaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Holt.
Yeah.
Commissioner Robert,
Yes.
Commissioner England.
Yes.
7-0, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Totally off.
No, red is good.
At 5:45. Thank you.
Are we gonna have? It could be, Bonnie's on already. Don't respond immediately to comment. But I will say that, Director Morton did ask 3 companies for bids for a skid steer and did go with the lowest bid, 2 to 3 small.